Hey everyone, Senrai Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 4th episode of the 2nd season of Made in Abyss. In the last episode we got a real good look at this sort of hollow society, and they apparently have their kind of own economy, value system, bartering, sense of value on things, and also some real enforcement of that. I would say had some mania abuse, and the punishment was dealt out on that. A little bit brutal to watch, but at least there is some punishment for that. You can't just get away with animal abuse like that, surely. And that character definitely did not. But also we had like a letter from the mother, or like a drawing or something that we touched, and weren't supposed to touch it, but hopefully we can get that at some point. I don't know how valuable fingernails and stuff are, but we'll figure something out. But also near the end of the episode, we got Faputa, which they called her the Princess of Hollows, and I think they also called her Value Incarnate or something. But obviously, very important existence. And near the very end of the episode, we also got the old expedition, right? And they kind of just introducing themselves and all that. Pretty much, also again, being at the Golden City, and we didn't really get to see much of them actually exploring it just yet. Just kind of like the awe of what's before them, right? So we may get more of them also exploring in the future. But either way, I'm sure we'll learn more about Faputa in this episode. Probably. I shouldn't say I'm sure. I'm sure of nothing. But I'm here to find out. So let's jump on into the episode and see what's going to happen. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, yeah, that's, I think, Faputa right there. Pretty much right where we left off. And Regu, because, obviously Rico's can't be here right now. Okay, so she talks. I mean, I don't understand most of that, but she clearly talks. Okay. Hello. Man, those eyes just kind of terrifying. She almost reminds me of the one kid from Kimono Friends, where the hairstyle kind of made her look more menacing than she meant to be. But, I mean, she's cute, though. And really cool looking character design, just in general. Very fluffy. Not as fluffy as, certain other character, but... It was a rough movie. Memories? Yeah, it definitely looks like some memories starting to resurface. Not the kind of person you'd forget. And I think she remembers you. Don't ignore me. Hadima. We want attention too. It's our turn to get tackled. I mean, I get it, but are we gonna go somewhere else? Just kind of more or less kidnap Rick? Okay. You'd go somewhere more private. And opening. Yeah, opening. Yeah, definitely very interested in Faputa and seeing how she got to this point. Because you can just imagine the sheer volume of experiences she must have had to lead her to this point. The volume for the opening, because it's kind of a banger. Yeah, that might be my favorite character design in the whole show. I think I might go as far as to say that. I almost want to just slowly go through this opening and look at things, but I know that's just asking for spoilers, inherently, to do that. But so maybe I'll do that after I finish the season. Yeah, there's our big boy. Yeah, because we even have her at the very end, very last shot there. That adorable little bit. Friend. I mean, that's a pretty positive title. You know, maybe nothing too bad will happen in the episode. Yeah, that's always the hope, isn't it? I guess that could be a compromise. Right. I haven't got my water yet. I should probably drink that. Well, yeah, it wouldn't really work like that, I don't think. Brain signals. Like neurons firing and stuff. Okay, we're going soul level. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, is that why friend is the title? Because friends are what you value most? Yeah, Belloff, I remember him from the other crew. Right. But what am I looking at? Where are we? Yeah, same page. Oh, that actually made me jump a little bit. I would assume so. You're my last long girlfriend. She might be a great source of answers, potentially. Also, can you give us a new arm? How do you plan on doing that? We've already done, had Rico do, like, deep analysis of him and stuff like that. Like early season 1. Don't break anything. Well, that sound is kind of... I hate that sound. That kind of scratching. That type of sound I've always just... Oh! Okay. I should give you her answer. What is that Gary about to do? Going inside? Are you about to just stab into him? It's... Oh, God! I was afraid of that. Yeah, that had to hurt. That's how you determine it, by sucking his blood. Haku. Can you elaborate on that? Oh, man, she is so violent. Which is your... What? Okay. We're getting kind of low here. She may have found the Haku. Yeah, I knew it was going to go here eventually. I know the show well enough. Ow! Yeah, please stop stabbing me. That's a good point. You confuse me. I mean, you can't blame him for not wanting to stick around after everything you did to him in the past couple minutes. It's entirely reasonable for him to leave, honestly. That age-old question. Well, I mean, did we figure out too much from that exchange? I don't think we did. Doesn't help when she speaks a language I don't really understand half the time. But, yeah, poor Ray. He just gets abused so much in this show. It's horrible. How does a big guy like that sneak up on you? Yeah, I need a bandit on that, I think. Yeah, embodiment value, that's what they called it, yeah. Definitely. Do you want to know? Yeah, that was an interesting line. Specifically mentioning time. I mean, obviously time is an interesting concept in this show. Because I think they mentioned before time moving differently in the Abyss. Yeah, it's a flower petal. I assume so. I can't read any of them. Returns to the Netherworld. Okay, I was about to say, are we ever going to check up on Rico in this horrible bathroom? Do we need the sound effects? I would never get used to that. Oh, God. I mean, I guess it's nice they have their own variation of a bidet. That's what it's called, right? But I think I'd be pretty nervous to have tentacles below me in the toilet. I would just be worried it would just, shoot straight up, get a little bit too adventurous. That would be my concern. Otherwise, I could see it being convenient. If you're, not worried about that sort of thing. Well, Reg was reuniting with an old friend, I think. Now that I'm not as sure. I know she was talking to our mechanical friend, but... That's kind of why diarrhea sucks. You're just stuck in the toilet while all the, action and excitement happens elsewhere. But... we're getting some attention. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder Fapita didn't like all the eyes looking at her. I get it. Let's go back inside. Oh, the music. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Good luck. You don't want to go too far away from that toilet. Maybe you could try gesturing. What you need to do is observe them talking to each other and start taking notes and making flashcards and... Senkoron, yeah. I'd be worried going in like dark corner. Yeah, I would not go in there. These looks like some unsavory people. I would not. Yeah, that's why I would have left before that happened. Okay, yeah, this is definitely alarm bells. Please don't damage this girl's value. They definitely should not have left. It was creepy enough without the heavy breathing. That's why you don't go into this place, especially alone. We're not really doing this again, are we? Okay. Was not expecting that one. Because I'm pretty sure that's the one that attacked him before, but like... Wasn't that one also torn up? I mean... Ugh, that sound. Okay, yeah, I mean... This is a thing, so... At least we got out of there. I mean, I think that's an acceptable loss. It could have gotten a lot worse. I don't like the way you're staring at that thing's butt. Okay, thank you. So it is the same character, right? I'm with you on that one. So how are they doing? How are they enjoying their balancing? Is that all the thing says? Just Ma? Is it a Pokemon? I really don't understand that thing at all, really. Like... I mean, it seems upset, but... Does it want to go with us? Okay. I mean, you did help out. I guess we could allow it. Just such an unexpected development. Pokemon rules, yeah. Yeah, where exactly are we going? Do you smell food? Is there actually some decent food here? I mean, they're cooking something, so surely it can't be too bad. Yeah, that does definitely dehydrate you. And yeah, orphans generally don't eat out a whole lot. Well, it just means the food's probably good. You know, by their standards. Important qualifier. Just say you'll have the house special. Or just say I'll have what the guy next to me is having. Okay, that's an interesting design. Kind of like an octopus on the head, almost. Can you be our interpreter, Ma? Is that a cat? Okay. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. You just probably just like open it up or something. They say hadi a lot. It's got to mean something. Maybe like here. Yeah, balloon. Like a, what's what we're looking for? A souffle. Like where it can like deflate and stuff. It pops. I mean, it looks like me. It actually looks fairly decent. I wouldn't need it, but it looks fairly decent. It can't be worse than anything else we've eaten here. But yeah, seriously, Eureka was really impressive. She really can just go through the flow to an incredible degree. Adjust to new environments. Oh, she actually is speaking Japanese. I was too busy talking. I'm sorry. Who? The red one? Okay, that's something. Okay, Wazoo count in 3 stages. Yeah, it makes sense he could talk to. Okay. Bell office here. No need to slam the door. I'm gonna disturb the neighbors. Is that a big old tail? It's like a dragon? This is kind of like a dragon tail. I'm really curious what he looks like. Are you awake? Yeah, it's like a big old snake, basically. Also very much 3D like Kaja is. Oh my God, it's Mitty. Okay, I knew she had been looking at something significant, but... oh God, that sound. The season 1 memories, sadness flowing directly into me. Because that was some of the most heartbreaking stuff from the whole show. Oh yeah, her too. If remember her. No clothes. Really cool color though. That's what that is. But okay, at least we saw her. Get to see what she's up to. It looks pretty similar to what she looked like before. So that's interesting. Man, this season really does a great job of just like keeping you on the edge of your seat, like fully gripped the whole way through the episode. Like I was really sucked into that the whole time. It really just is shaping out to be a great season. And there's still so much left to go too, so that's like only episode 4, you know, like one third of the way. That endless embrace. How can one single episode just give you so much stuff to think about? So much stuff to speculate about. But we had pretty much 2 different characters that all... I guess I could just talk more on the discussion portion. But... Concealment. That's a much more ominous title than the one we got this time, which was just Friend. But, okay. Okay. Well, that was the 4th episode of the 2nd season of Made in Abyss. And like I said, the season is definitely really, really interesting. Definitely has like a strong plot to it, right? Because for the most part, the show was all about going downwards, right? It was a continuous journey. And although there were certainly little pit stops, right, for one reason or another, there wasn't really the sense of stopping somewhere and like really truly delving into it, exploring it, getting a feel for it, understanding it, meeting like several new people, each with their own interesting backstories and what they are now, how they got here. Like this arc is really unique in that way, so that alone is pretty compelling stuff. But yeah, we obviously had our Faputa character here, and I've already said how much I loved her design. No need to really go back into that again. But what's interesting here is that she seems to be familiar with Reg, right? But you know, it's also very mysterious exactly what her deal is, really. She brings him back to her place, just make sure it's him, you know, by just abusing him, essentially, right? They also threw around a word, was it a haku, I think? Like, did they say that was, like, what you valued most or whatever? And when I hear haku, I think of, like, a specific anime character from Naruto. At least I think that's a character that had the mirrors and the needles and the mask and all that. It's been a long time since I watched Naruto. But, yeah, that's what comes to mind. So we had Regu basically doing that stuff, right? But we also had Nanachi with Kaja, right? Trying to figure out things in his own, in her own way with him. And mentions, again, talking about the value system, and she brings up Midi. And she actually got to meet Midi later in the episode, right? We didn't get to, you know, clarify much about what that all is about, because, I mean, Midi died, right? Like, Regu beamed her to death, because that was the whole point, right? Nanachi wanted Midi to die because her existence was just pure suffering, right? And nothing could do it, and Reg finally could do it. So seeing her there is certainly interesting. Hopefully they can, you know, explain what that whole thing's about. But yeah, I feel like we mostly had, yeah, Rico in this episode. And she finally got out the toilet, and we actually got even more details about how exactly the toilet works. Like, it has some kind of tentacle thingy at the bottom of it, which handles the whole wiping thing. Which I guess does make sense, because I doubt these people have, like, toilet paper, right? They wouldn't have that. And there's also, this doesn't seem to be any kind of, like, big water source either. So you gotta have something, right? So I guess a tentacle monster to handle it. Good a choice as any, right? But yeah, she eventually left the home, and just everyone's staring at her, and that's some really, really creepy, terrifying stuff, right? At least she's got Mania with her, but yeah, she's definitely trying to explore the place and get a feel for it, and it's just difficult though, because not only is it such a otherworldly kind of place and architecture and confusing places, but the people also mostly don't speak Japanese, with like maybe 3 or so exceptions, right? Especially like the sages and stuff like that. But we don't really understand the language at all. That may actually change, because, I mean, that's a fairly common thing with fiction, right? You have a character, fish out of water, goes into some new culture, environment where they don't speak the language, but you stick around long enough, you hear conversations, you eventually pick it up, right? If you've ever seen the movie The Last Samurai, right? You know, we had some of that there. And there's other examples as well, but that was the first one that came to mind. But yeah, when you're surrounded by nothing but a foreign language, you eventually pick up words that are said more than others, and you kind of use it as a base to figure out more stuff. And even I've noticed some words that get said a lot, but and they obviously I only spend like maybe 20 minutes an episode once a week with these people, whereas they're here 24/7 every day, so they have more of a chance to pick it up. And Rico's pretty smart in general, so I have no doubt she could if she put her mind to it. But yeah, things definitely went a little bit downhill when Rico got guided to this dark alleyway with some very unsavory individuals. Like, just one look at that, like, it's a little bit hard to tell facial features and stuff with these very non-humanoid characters, but some of them definitely looked like the kind of people you wouldn't want to be alone in a dark alleyway with, and they proved that point very, very quickly once, you know, the tentacles started to just engulf Rico. But luckily our new friend Ma shows up, the one that tried to murder poor Mania before, but is now helping us, you know, wants to stay with us, and cries when Rico had the audacity to walk away without it, you know, and we hold hands and stuff. I don't know. I really was not expecting that development, right? Like, I don't understand Ma as a character really at all. I mean, obviously I can't understand the speech of the character. That has a lot to do with it, but just very, very strange stuff. Very, very strange stuff. So I don't know. I assume Ma's going to be a fairly important character, like maybe like an important character from the other. I can't say previous expedition because it makes it sound like it was the one right before this one, but the old expedition, right? Ma could be a character from that. Obviously, we found out a lot of the sages and who they look like, which is good for sure. I have no doubt they're going to be pretty important going forward. It would make no sense for them not to be. I mean, they even like actually clarified that the sages were the ones that kind of made the place, right? So really, really interested in getting some flashbacks showcasing some of that stuff. And we also had like an actual restaurant in this episode. We had the one guy just like sticking his nose, like trunk sort of thing, into the food and sucking it up. I feel like I've seen an alien do a similar thing in some kind of show or movie or something like that. But yeah, definitely rough ordering food in a place where you don't understand the menu at all. But luckily, the waitress seems to know Japanese. That's certainly helpful. And you know, we got Ma, our new buddy, with us, so that's good too. And so yeah, Rico definitely getting to know the populace here. You know, some good, some less good. So you know, much like any village, you know, to be good people, bad people, you gotta know where to go, where it's safe to go, who you can trust, who you don't want to be in a dark alleyway with. The important stuff to learn for sure. And then yeah, we ended up seeing our big old snake boy, one of the sages, at the very end, and also Miri, right? And yeah, just hearing the like whiny kind of sound Miri makes, like seriously, just that sound that Miri makes like really stuck with me from season 1. Like I never truly forgot that. Even if I heard that sound completely out of context, just randomly at a random point throughout the day, my first thought would be, "Oh God, Miri, where are you? Why are you here? You know, can I help you at all?" But yeah, we also the very very final shot we got though was of the other girl whose name I do not remember because her name hasn't been said much at all, especially not past episode 1. But she seems to be with like these black slime things. I don't know what to call them, but they have like these yellow eyes, right? And she definitely looks noticeably less different than some of the others, but there's a ton of them. Her hair is quite long. Probably doesn't cut it at all. You know, fair enough. But yeah, there seems to be like black web sort of stuff, right? Like, I don't know if that's also what's wrapped around her neck, because it looks like it has spikes, which makes it look like a collar or something. But these things, it looks like a sticky sort of web sort of thing. Like, I'm very curious what exactly this is all about. Like, is she hooked up, like, serving the purpose of some kind of power source for the village? That was the first thing that came to mind. But I don't know, otherwise, really, what that's all about. You know, but yeah, what exactly is her situation? That might be the biggest thing I'm curious about in the whole episode, is just that, because we have no context about why she's there, what her purpose is, how she feels about why she's there. Is she there voluntarily? Is she stuck? There's like a million questions I have about that alone. And there's tons of other stuff in the episode I have questions about as well. So that gets me just really excited for the future, actually getting answers, figuring out what's going on, learning more about the characters and stuff. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Really enjoying this new season. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.